Hey guys, welcome to Trade by Trade. I'm making this series of how to start day trading as a beginner, and it's the steps I've taken to go from semi-truck to day trading. So in my first video, I covered charts and scanners. In my second video, I covered equipment needed to start day trading. And in this third and final video, I'm going to be going over the broker and trading platform that you need. And then that's it, that's all. You could start trading. And today I finished my broker and trading platform sign up. I funded my account, and today was my first day with real money. So stick around to the end of the video to see how that went. Okay, so let's start with broker and platform. When I started trading, I was doing swing trades, long trades. Your first instinct might be go with big banks. You know, in Canada here, it's Bank of Montreal, RBC, TD. You can also do Wealthsimple, Quest Trade. In the States, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe, the big banks like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. For Bank of Montreal, if I were to buy a stock, it was, $9.95 per trade. And with day trading, that obviously doesn't work. So when we talk about brokers and platforms, eliminate the big banks. They're not meant for day trading. They're meant for retirement funds if you want to buy a stock and hold it for a long period of time. But day trading, it just doesn't work. The trading broker is just a financial institution where you're going to fund your account. And then the trading platform is just the software that is tied to the broker that allows you to make those trades, like Dash Trader. I think Trade Zero, the broker uses Zero Pro. That's their software for trading. Okay, so keep it simple. Don't use the big banks. Quest Trade and Wealthsimple are just an easier way to buy, swing trades or long trades on your phone. They're great for that, but again, not for day trading. Okay, so which broker and platform are you going to use? A lot of it depends on where you are. So the US, Canada, international. It's kind of how I'll break it down. Let's start with the US just because I think they got a bigger hurdle to jump over. And that's because of the PDT rule. I won't get into it too much. You can research it, but essentially you need $25,000 in your account to day trade. They did it a while back after the dot-com bubble. It's pretty much just to, filter out people or, so people don't blow up their account, protect the investor. I don't know, but they might be changing that soon actually. But okay, so which brokers can you use in the US? They have Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab, Lightspeed, Webull. But again, you need $25,000. So if you have that and you want to use those ones, those are great. You can do research into the fees and commissions on that. But if you're just a beginner like me, yeah, I don't have 25,000 to put into account. So what you could use is offshore brokers. And the first time I heard about offshore brokers, I was like, oh, like just another step discouraged. But it really wasn't that bad. I set up an Ocean One Securities. That's an offshore broker in, I believe it's the Bahamas, and I'm in Canada. And then I did a Trade Zero Canada account as well. So I did both. But yeah, if you're in the States, offshore broker accounts, they offer competitive commissions and fees. I think it's like 0.0007 cents a share. And then they offer more leverage. So they offer 6 times leverage. And for example, in the Trade Zero Canada one, I think I'm getting 3 times leverage. And offshore brokers offer usually like 6 times leverage. So there's a benefit to that. So that would be the way to avoid the PDT rule. Also, CMEG is an offshore broker that Americans can use. Canadians can't use it. I went on their site and in the small print it said they do not offer services for Canadians. So it would be more, these offshore brokers would be better for the international users as well, UK, Europe, or Australia, wherever you're from. I don't know why they don't allow Canadians on CMEG, but and then also with CMEG, they can't advertise to or they can't solicit Americans. So Americans, I guess if you stumble upon it, you can use it, but they're not allowed to solicitate your business to the site. So Americans, that's your way. The platform they use is Dash Trader on and Sterling on Ocean One Securities and CMEG. Again, you can kind of do some research on that, but those are solid trading platforms. Like I don't think I've heard anything bad about them. Okay, so if you're in Canada, I'm Canadian. Which options do you have for broker platform? You have Trade Zero Canada, you have Webull Canada, Interactive Brokers, Centerpoint. Problem with Centerpoint is you need, I think it's 30,000 US minimum. So I mean, if you have that, great. But if not, you probably won't be using that. You can also use the offshore brokers. Like I opened the Ocean One Securities, but you can't use the CMEG. The Trade Zero Canada one, I could just e-transfer, which made it a lot easier. The Ocean One Securities, if you're, anyone that wants to open that international, Canadian or American, you could do a wire transfer or you could do PayPal. Now, I didn't have a PayPal and I wasn't familiar with PayPal, but if you are familiar with PayPal, it's not a problem for you. It'll be easier to fund your account. but I had to set up a PayPal account. You got to wait a couple days to link your bank account to PayPal. They verify it. They send, a few cents to your bank account. You got to verify how much the cents was. And then after it's verified, then you got to add money to your PayPal account. And then you got to add your PayPal account to the Ocean One. So it does take some time as well too. So keep that in mind if you're setting up these accounts. Whereas when I did my Trade Zero Canada one, I set it up and then I funded it. And then by the next morning with e-transfer, the account was funded. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. Canadians, yeah, Trade Zero Canada, Webull Canada, I think we're good fits. Our Trade Zero has an international branch. Canadians and Americans can't use Trade Zero International. And Trade Zero International, I believe, is based in the Bahamas again, which is kind of a common theme for these offshore brokers. And I think they offer 6 times leverage. So Trade Zero International might be a good fit for people from the UK, Europe, Australia, or anywhere else in the world. So that might be a benefit for you. But also you could use those offshore broker accounts like Ocean One or CMEG as well. The last thing I want to say about the platforms and brokers is sim trading. You definitely want to sim trade. Now I was doing the Warrior Trading sim, and then I transferred to Trade Zero Canada. So it was a bit of a leap getting used to the different platforms, but for sim trading, it's a must. You've got to be able to do. Webull Canada has sim trading. Trade Zero Canada has sim trading. So I would definitely look at that when you're looking at these brokers and platforms and do sim trading. Until you start proving that you're making money and you get it, and you're used to the hotkeys and buying and selling and the trading psychology of red days and that. So you want to make all those mistakes in a simulator. Trust me, if you do it with real money, you're going to be, discouraged in that. So you want to make those mistakes in the simulator because you will make mistakes. Um, yeah, so that kind of sums it up for the brokers and platforms. There's kind of a lot. Let's go onto the computer. I'll go over some of the sites like Trade Zero, Webull, Ocean One, and then you can kind of see what it looks like and what they offer because sometimes and then how much to fund the account as well. And then also stick around to the end, how much I funded my account with, and my first day of trading, how it went. So stick around to the end for that. Okay, so let's just jump into it real quick. I'm going to start off with Ocean One Securities. This will be one that's kind of open to everybody, US, Canadian, international. As you can see up here, very low share cost. It doesn't show a lot of stuff here, but I'll just go over it real quick. And then your trading platforms, Dash Trader, Sterling Tech. Those are very well known trading platforms. So that one's good. This one gives you 6 times leverage. I don't know if it shows that. I think the minimum account balance is $1,000 US. And again, international, US, Canadian can all trade here. 4 easy steps. Again, the funding, I believe down here they show you. But yeah, they accept cryptocurrency, credit card, international wire transfers, and PayPal. Again, I don't really care for the PayPal and wire transfers, but if it's not an issue for you, then no problemo. Okay, and then we'll go to CMEG. This one is just for international traders. You are not allowed to, well, Canadians, if you go down here, it'll say Canadians are not allowed to trade. Do not offer services Canadian residents or to persons using a Canadian bank account or credit card issued by a Canadian financial institution. I don't know why, but and then CMG does not accept security trading accounts for any U.S. person that it believes have been solicited by capital markets elite group. So again, they can't advertise for U.S., but you can use it if you're U.S. and you can use it if you're international. I believe again this is 6 times leverage. They have hotkey trading again. They use Dash Trader Pro, Sterling Trader. So these are very good trading platforms. Okay, so if you're Canadian, we have Webull Canada. I think it's only $500 to start trading. They also have paper trading, as you can see up here. Again, this would be good for a simulator. I don't believe Ocean One and CMEG have sim traders. So again, there's Webull Australia, there's Webull, there's Trade Zero International, right? They'll have paper trading. So I would really pick something that has sim trading just so you can get used to it. They have their own trading platform, and you have real-time data, um, unlimited virtual cash, but I would suggest trading with something that's realistic. Don't trade with millions. Trade how you would start trading with real money. Just try to keep it realistic. Um, yeah, Webull Canada is a good one. I know a couple people using it. Um, yeah, down here you can see Webull, Australia. You can click on that, and then they'll kind of give you, because they have different uh, promotions and stuff like that, right? So and then trade zero, and so click on one of those, and then you'll see, you know, they got zero commission trading for the US, but they have the pattern day trading rules. So you need $25,000 minimum. So this might not be a good one for Americans, but for a second international, right? Start with as little as $500. You got 6 times leverage, no PDT rule, extended hours, so pre-market, after hours, commission free, but on limit orders. You can only use limit orders in pre-market and aftermarket. So that's a way to cut down on your fees. They also have paper trading, so a very good one here. I'll click on the Canada. Canada, you get 3-to-1 leverage, no PDT rule again, commission free, starts $500, paper trading. So pretty similar, but you get a little bit less leverage than international. So these are very good ones to start out with. In fact, I have Trade Zero Canada. And then if you look at the platforms up here, uh, Zero Pro is their platform. I believe in Canada you get the first few months free, but this is essentially how it looks, right? This is your level 2 and order entry. This is how you buy and sell shares, right? You can do trailing stops, so each platform is going to have its own kind of advantages. I would definitely say you'd want hotkeys. That's kind of a must. You have to have level 2. That's also a must, but most of them do have that. Yeah, so this one's a really good one. Okay, so this will be, I'll show you this is the trading platform Zero Pro that I'm using with Trade Zero Canada. This is a basic breakdown of how I have it. Level 2 goes here. You could buy, sell. I got all my hotkeys set up. That was a bit of a pain doing my hotkeys. You got news down here. Okay, so this is how much I funded my account with. Actually, a little bit more, because actually I lost money on my first day. I'll go over that. But I'm a little worried about this allowed leverage. I don't know why it's 2 times. It says it's supposed to be 3. I don't know if that's because a beginner, or I gotta increase my account balance. But if it stays at 2 times, I might actually go to Ocean One Securities because they have 6 times leverage. I'll just have to deal with the PayPal and converting it over. But yeah, I'm not too happy with the 2 times leverage. I did put my trades into trader view, so I'll show you that. Okay, so boom, lost 347 bucks. Um, yeah, see, I know, no excuses, play like a champion, but I will say that a lot of this was my hotkeys not working. I bought and I couldn't sell because it was limit orders and it was the pre-market.
Number 76, no excuses, play like a champion.
So yeah, I just took a few trades. It was more just trying to get used to it. I should have done sim trading on here for a day just to get used to the different hotkeys and that, because I came over from Warrior Trading Simulator. So I'll do a lot better. I did get them kind of fine-tuned and working now. But so yeah, first day, real money, September, as you see it, $347. Not great. But yeah, day one, that was more just messing around with the hotkeys and that. So, um, yeah, so starting the 29th is when I'm really gonna get going. Okay, guys, that sums up how to start day trading as a beginner. My series, I covered charts and scanners, equipment needed, and now I finished brokers and platforms. So hopefully that kind of gets you started. This is not a deep dive by any means. You know, a month ago I was in a semi truck and I'm day trading, and it's just kind of my journey, how I got started. And you can always trade brokers and platforms, jump around to kind of test out what you like and what feels best for you. Again, this was just to show that it's not so much of a barrier to get in. It is a little annoying sign up for these brokers. Just a heads up, you gotta fill out forms and upload your passport or license and sign agreements and stuff like that. So that's a little tedious. It's not hard, just a little annoying. But yeah, after that, hopefully you're starting in a sim, and just remember, trading is risky. This is financial advice. Like and subscribe if you found this interesting or enjoyed it or helpful, and see you on the next one.